everybody. Assalamu alaikum. This is the second session for today. Uh, Basically, we have one lecture by Mr. Muhammad Amin Bhatt Sahab. He's a district level subject matter specialist at Department of Horticulture. तो इन्होंने यहाँ वाडोरा से इन्होंने अपना करियर स्टार्ट किया है. He has done his BSc agriculture from Vadora, and then he has done MSc from this very university. So that means he's a part of this university basically. तो इनकी बहुत नॉलेज है रिगार्डिंग बिकॉज ही हैज ऑलमोस्ट 18 years of experience in this horticulture and allied sectors. So presently he is working at a directorate of horticulture, Rajbagh. So now I will hand over the mic to Mr. Muhammad Amin Bhatt Sahab, and I will request the participants to be cozy with him and ask him. You can ask him questions related to the schemes that are available with the Department of Horticulture, because the Department of Horticulture has got various schemes, I think, which you must not be knowing about, and there are some level of subsidy in those schemes as well. Basically, his topic is the cold chain, but then we can have the just an idea about the various schemes that can be helpful to you people for establishing your orchards or having a high density plantation orchards or some other things. That let me hand the mic over to Mr. Muhammad Amin Bhatt Sahab so that he can discuss the things. Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Mr. Imtiaz Sahab, particularly for inviting me to this very session, these budding and to interact with these budding entrepreneurs. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Already introduced by Mr. Imtiaz, I am Muhammad Amin Bhatt, and this is our subject matter specialist posted at Director of Horticulture, Kashmir. Topic given to me is cold chain, how it will maintain the qualities and improve market value of the fruit. Cold chain, it starts with our production first. And when we are having the fruit, when we are having the vegetables, then this is the talk of the cold chain. Currently, in Kashmir region or Kashmir Valley, we are having an area of 1.6 lakh metric tons under fresh fruits. Fresh fruit, it includes apple, it includes pear, it includes cherry, it includes plum, it includes apricot. 1.6 lakh hectares are under fresh fruits. Out of this, apple accounts to about 1.49 lakh hectares. There's a major chunk is under the cover of apple fruit. And followed by pear, not to that extent, but pear is one of our main important, we can say, fruits after apple. Under pear, we are having 7,000 hectares, and under cherry. These are perishable, more perishable crops, which we mostly send to the mandis outside Kashmir. So under cherry, we are having 3,000 hectares area. Apple production, out of this 1.49 lakh hectares, we produce about 20 lakh metric tons of apple. I think 20 lakh metric tons of apple production is with us in Kashmir. This, this apple mostly grown on traditional rootstock, that is seedling rootstock. You must be aware of it. Seedling rootstock. Now we are having colonel rootstock. That colonel rootstock, by colonel rootstock we mean you must be knowing the M9, MM106, MM111. These are colonel rootstock. Now the government has recently launched the scheme in 2019. A modified high density plantation scheme. Under this modified high density plantation scheme, we go for high density plantation. Previously, we were having almost 12 to 13 apple plants per canal. Now we can plant 1,666 apple plants per canal. The production is expected to increase at least 5 times. That is, if we are producing what is our current production per hectare is what we call as productivity. Our productivity today is 10 to 12 metric tons average. But with the introduction of high density plantation, we can yield up to 50 to 60 metric tons per hectare. Though, then we can say this high density plantation is the future of Kashmir fruit industry, high density plantation. Recently, a meeting was held just here. In this cost, a project was prepared and handed over to Manglarai committee, wherein it has been decided that we will bring almost we will grow this economy, horticulture economy, which is presently 10,000 crore economy, up to 60,000 crore economy by 2047. In the next coming years, by 2047, this economy, horticulture economy, which today is 10,000 crores, it will grow up to 60,000 crores. And the main contributor to this boost in the economy is the high density plantation. If we talk up, when we talk up this very production, what we are producing at this 20 lakh metric tons, you must have seen that this year most of the fruit got rotten. It hasn't reached the ultimate mandis. It hasn't reached. There were various reasons. One of the main reasons we are beset with the weather conditions are favorable or not favorable. There are landslides, traffic gets halted, and mostly we transport this fruit to the outside mandis through common trucks which are not refrigerated, which do not regulate the temperature and other climatic other weather conditions. So this fruit, when kept loaded in trucks, get salted, then almost spend say 1 or 8 days in the truck, it almost gets rotten, and we get nothing from our lot of that very what was our transaction. We get nothing. Most of the orchards have to throw their fruit just in the streams flowing near side by. So this has you might have heard it. It has given a setback to the fruit industry, particularly this year, because people, our orchardists were not able to sell their fruit in the ultimate mandis. How we can curb this or curtail or minimize this? As has been, there is a research that almost 30% of our produce goes waste. 30% of what we produce, 30% of goes waste because of insufficient, inadequate, or nothing in place. We talk with respect to the cold chain supply. There are no stores. There are no reefer vans. If they at all, they are very less number of stores, very less number of reefer vans. So we are not able to transport our fruit in a condition what we have harvested from the field. This is not transported to the ultimate market or to the table or to the eating plate in that very condition. And when it was worth value 100 rupees and apple was worth value 100 rupees, we get only 10 rupees when it is the ultimate market, because it doesn't reach the condition it has been harvested. It doesn't reach in that very condition. Then what is the way out? The only way out is that we have to create seafood facilities. We have to have vans. That is, we should have a complete market supply chain in place from the place of harvest, from the origin of the fruit to the ultimate market. We should have a complete sea chain facility, complete supply chain. It will start just from the sea stores. Particularly when we say it will start with the harvesting. One of the important factors which will maintain the quality of the fruit with respect to its total soluble salt is, with respect to its flavor, with respect to its texture, it starts with harvesting. We have to harvest the fruit at proper maturity time. Neither we have to harvest it as a mature fruit or we can say overripe fruit or over-mature fruit. Both, if harvested prematurely, it is not matured, and we can say if we are harvesting it, it has over-ripened. In both the conditions, quality gets deteriorated. One of the important where we have to educate our orchardists that they have to harvest the fruit at proper maturity or ripening time. It shouldn't go beyond there may be a delay of 1 or 2 days, or they can harvest it 1 or 2 days earlier or 1 or 2 days later, but there should be much more gap in the form of weeks. So 1 or 2 days doesn't matter too much. One of the important factors is the harvesting time. It should be so how we can say whether a fruit is ready to harvest. Number of factors are there by which we can measure. One of the important is we have to check the total soluble salts in the fruit. If the total soluble salts in the fruit, what are the characteristics of a particular fruit are okay, then we'll say harvest it. Now this instrument is not available with every orchardist. He can just by ocular observation. When he goes for the harvesting, he gives it a flick, left hand flick. If it easily comes out or breaks from the pedicel, then we can say fruit is ripe to harvest or ready to harvest. This is to be kept in mind. Then immediately followed by this is that we have not heaped the fruits. We have to heap the fruits in the orchard. We have to spread them out. We are in the. I will later on talk of the schemas, but here I will just give it. We are providing pack houses also, which to a greater extent reduce the fall. We can say from heat, they reduce the heat. One of the important factors is to reduce the heat. We have not to increase the temperature. The temperature increases, the quality of the fruit gets deteriorated. In CS storage, the important parameter is to reduce the temperature. So here we have to reduce the forum heat. Then we have to, one of the important factors is the grading. Just I have told that there is 30% wastage. In traditional apple, we are getting only 40% A grade fruit. Remember it. In traditional apple, just we are having red delicious, we are having golden delicious, we are having American approach, which we can say in common nomenclature we call as American trail. These are the important fruit crops. Now there are different varieties of delicious group. Now it is Giromine, it is Gala Red Lum, or it is Shinko Gala, different varieties. Mostly it's the delicious group or Gala group, which to which our fruit belongs. So important factor here is the grading. In traditional apple we are getting 40% A grade, but the scheme government has launched, that is high density plantation scheme, wherein we are having everything in place. There is drip irrigation, there is trellis, there is proper space between the fruit plants, row to row, and there are, we can say we are having two types of those high density plantation schemes. One is 2-2-2-2 and another is 3-3-3. Previously we were planting 2,222 fruit plants per hectare. Now under this scheme we are planting, under the new scheme we are planting 3,333 plants per hectare. Then there should be there is proper spacing between the plants and between the rows. This gives us 80% of A grade fruit. Compare it with the traditional. Traditionally, we were having 40% A grade fruit. Now we are obtaining 40% A grade fruit in traditional. Now under high density, we are having 80% A grade fruit. That is, our A grade fruit has almost doubled. That is, there are more returns, more income for the orchardist. At the same time, when our A grade fruit is more, our CS storage capacities, which almost 48 CS stores are in place at this time in Kashmir. 48 CS, some of you must be CS store holders. 48 CS stores are in place with a capacity of 2.3 lakh metric tons. We are having a capacity of 2.3 lakh metric tons of these CS stores. Many more are coming up now. That is, these can cater only 2 lakh. Then we are expected to increase it to 5 lakh metric tons in next coming 3 years. We are going to increase, and we are providing the subsidy. I will talk of subsidy later on. We are providing the subsidy. We are encouraging the MSMEs, budding entrepreneurs, startups, go for it, because there is a huge future in cold storage. Well, why I am giving this scenario of this, I am talking of traditional as well as high density. Under high density, under Manglarai committee, we are going to increase the production by 2047 only through high density plantation by 25 lakh metric tons. Today we are having only 20 metric ton. Only through high density we are going to increase it by 25 lakh metric tons. There is a huge production of this apple fruit. Apple is the main staple fruit here, main fruit here. So we are going to have a huge quantity of this apple with us, and that 80% of this will be A grade. Now we are getting only 40% A grade. 80% of this will be A grade. Even if we talk of traditional apple only, when we are having 20 lakh metric tons production this time, 40% is A grade. That is, we are having 8 lakh metric tons of A grade apple. But we are having only 2.3 lakh capacity of CS storage. Like we can say store only 2.3 lakh metric tons. No, we are deficient. There is huge projects. That means there is huge prospect for CO storage. And now the farmers have realized it. When you know it, our main fruit today is red delicious, and it matures at a particular time. Whole of the fruit matures, and farmers go for as the storage facilities are not in place, they go for sale. And when there is distress sale, there is glut in the market, definitely it will fetch. You know it better than me because you know the economy, you know the trade. I don't know the trade. Definitely there will be much more remuneration. There will not be, they will not fetch the more price. Now, if we are going to sea store it, we are going to store it under the sea storage, then we can release it on time basis when there is demand in the market, when the rates are high. According to that, by having an eye on the market, because internet is there, everything is at our fingertips. We will see where the market demand is. Then only we will release it from the sea stores, and it will be sold, and it will get a better price. Because sea stores having a prospect. Under the sea stores, what is the main point is to control the atmospheric temperature. Mostly for apple and cherry, our temperature, you are sea store holders, our temperature should be 1 degree to 4 degrees centigrade. Is it so? For most of the fruits and vegetables, it is from -10 to 12 degrees centigrade. Then it depends upon the type of the fruit. So today, this year we got a complaint because we can say store, the owner has established the say store, he has employed their employees, he has put the laborers there, but they are not well educated. We have received a complaint. I will not name that very store. What is that? That he has stored my plum there in the store, but when we can say got it out from the store, whole of the lot was spoiled. That is, we have created the facility, we have established the stores, but we are not well educated. We are not well how to store which fruit at what temperature, what should be the concentration of the carbon dioxide, what should be the oxygen concentration, because here the main funda is here to reduce the temperature. Others are the accessory parameters, that is carbon dioxide concentration and oxygen. We can say we increase the carbon dioxide concentration, decrease the oxygen concentration. Those are accessory, but main is the temperature. But when we reduce the temperature, all the microbial activity will cease, all the fungal activity will cease. But temperature is a main important factor where we have to regulate it and we have to educate. I am talking with the CS storeholders, owners. We have to educate our, we can say, man employed there that what temperature, which are the fruits, because now we are having cherry. You must have heard that we have we can say exported cherry. We exported cherry to Dubai. Even apple was also exported, but mostly cherry was exported. And there was a scheme launched by the government by the name Parvaz, wherein some incentive was provided to the orchard districts on the free charges. Airborne charges, it was incentive was provided through Parvaz. We are exported a number of consignments to Dubai. It will happen with the apple, but the main constraint here is to maintain the quality. In the quality, first now everything is automatic. Firstly, we were mixing the different grades together. I am also an orchardist. I am also having a land of 14 canals under the apple. What we are doing, we are mixing A grade, B grade, C grade. We are not maintaining the grading. This is one of the main factors that we are not getting appropriate prices, because we are mixing. Now at the CSO level, it will not happen. You know it better, because there is automatic grading there on the basis of color, on the basis of size, no mixing of fruits will be there. Then definitely our fruit will compete, because you know there is FTA, free trade agreement. Fruit from any country can come here. Although government can increase the charges, in tax extra, but still we have to compete with the international market. National as well as, although at national level we are not having much competitor except for the Himachal, but at the international level we will be having the competitors from China, from America, even from Iran. So we have to increase the quality of our produce. One of the important factors to increase the quality is the seed stores to maintain the quality. To not increase, it will maintain the quality. It will not let the fruit deteriorate. It will keep its quality. This is one of the important factors, that is seed storage. At the same time, we have to also see the residual levels, because MRL levels, almost 8.8% consignments are cancelled. 8.8% consignments are cancelled because of increases MRL levels by the European countries. They are not buying that, they are destroying that. So we had at the same time maintain. There was a presentation here, just here in this very hall, made by one of our scientists here, belonging to the Department of Entomology, that majority, you can say a huge quantity of pesticide is used here in Kashmir. And out in that, most of the pesticides are sprayed on apple. If we can say want to compete at international level, then we have to reduce these MRL levels, minimum residual levels. We have to keep it that. But if we will test our fruit, it will never be up to that level. There will be much. It is much more than what has been educated by the World Food Organization. World Food Organization, what MRL levels should we have? So we are in the extremely way. Most of the times we use insecticides which we were not supposed to use. Now you have some of you must be from the Shipyan. There has been infestation of a pest called as leaf miner. One of the reasons is that we are going for indiscriminate spray of insecticides. Never go for the insecticide spray unless and until it is prescribed by the technocrat, by the horticulturist. Because almost all the times when we spray insecticide when it is not needed, our beneficial insects, which are otherwise predators, which are our helpers, they get killed. I will just quote an example. I will quote an example of Sanju scale. This Sanju scale was our minor pest. It was never a major pest. But when we indiscriminately used insecticides, it is natural predator was created, was killed. It's natural predator that was killed. I have forgot that name. I will just recall it. What's the name? That simply there is another example of aphid. Although aphid not a severe pest, but this year and previous year in Badgam there was infestation of aphid. There is infestation. Aphid has got a natural predator, ladybird beetle. वो एक जो ऐसी होती हैं जिसके पंख जो होते हैं ना वो लाल होते हैं, फिर उसमें काले काले धब्बे होते हैं. That is a natural predator of aphid. So we are killing that. So aphid infestation has increased. Sanju scaras and Corsia is a predator of this what's called as Sanju scare. We are killing them. Don't use these insecticide or fungicides indiscriminately. When we are so how we can reduce the residual levels? We have to, even America, they are going for the sprays of 40 sprays of these fungicides on the apple. But when we say how much quantity of pesticides they are using, they increase the sprays, but they decrease the pesticide. Quantity of pesticide. How? Because they use foggers and mist blowers. Foggers they are using where we can do with a spray solution of 2000 liters. Here in Kashmir, instead of 2000 liters, we have to spray 20,000 liters. Because we are not using foggers. We are not using mist blowers. We have to increase this so that MRL levels, it will benefit us multifold. On one hand, it will decrease the MRL level. At the second hand, we have to have less amount of money spent on usage of pesticides, because instead of we can say 1 liter or 1 kg of pesticide, you are using 1 liter of, you were using 20 liters or 20 kg of pesticide. Now you have to use only 1 or 2 liters or 1 or 2 kg of pesticides. Well, almost it has reduced from 20 to 2 liters. So how much a farmer has saved in terms of money, and at the same time MRL levels. The cold storage facilities, it is integrated approach. Cold storage facility is an integrated approach. we have to create this facility right from the farmer's field. We have to educate him how he will harvest, how he will cool it, whether free air cooling or whatever. There are different techniques which can, where low cost techniques are there which we can implement at the farm level. Then only he can shift his fruit to the CH store. Now when he has already kept his fruit for 20-30 days in his field, it has already started deteriorating. Its shelf life has already started deteriorating. Then what will the CH store owner will do? Has to reject that very consignment. He won't accept it, because if it is TSS has changed, if its texture has changed, how can I say store holder? So he has to whatever the fruit will reach store, it will be very less quantity. So we have to educate the farmers, orchardists, how they will harvest the fruit, how they will pack it, and then how will they will transport from this field, from his field to the CH store. Now most of the CH stores are consolidated at Lasipura or at Aglar Shipyan, mostly, or at Aglar Shipyan. Most of the CH stores there are also in Baramulla, one or two in Srinagar, but mostly our CH stores are considered at we can say at Lasipura and Aglar. Now a farmer, say from Tall area, has to take his fruit to the Lasipura area. This fruit from the harvest area should reach to the CH store through a refrigerated van, not only from the CH store. There should be small reefer vans which will take the fruit from the harvesting field and the farmer's field to the CH store facility. Then only its quality will be maintained. Otherwise, it has got deteriorated 20 days, 25 days taken at the farmer's field. There isn't any control of the atmosphere, there isn't any control of the oxygen or the carbon dioxide. Then how it will, we can say, keep its quality. Though this should be in this supply chain. You know it better than me, because you are traders, you are dealing with it, you know it better. Then there is supply chain. There should be any break. From the CH store, it should go to the through these reefer vans to the ultimate mandis. In the mandis also, if it isn't sold immediately, then there should be we can say infrastructure in place where we can put this fruit. Maybe it is not sold within 2, 3, 4 days. There should be we can say infrastructure in place, and a farmer should have got access to the transport to that vehicle, or to the reefer van is transports fruit from the CH store to the ultimate mandi. How many days it has taken? Because number of days is very important. There is a complaint laid by Fruit Growers Association Srinagar through Bashir Ahmed against the one of the reefer van holders, Pulmama. Then we have to make we can say investigate that very matter. Bashir Ahmed, Fruit Growers Association, was claiming that he hasn't maintained the temperature what he was supposed to maintain. He has halted his vehicle a number of times. He has given the duration also. I don't remember what was the duration he has given that he has halted his vehicle. The same claim was contested by the reefer van owner. Now, how we can say check it? It is only through if we are having internet, we can say access to the mobility, and we are now having through GPS mobility of what reefer van or what transport vehicle. So a farmer should have complete access, how many days it's taking, where it is halted, whether he has kept the oxygen, carbon dioxide and oxygen concentration at what has been recommended, whether temperature was within the range. A farmer should know it. A consignment holder, whose consignment owner should know it. But these are some, we can say, parameters we have to keep in mind in order to increase, we want to say, to keep the quality, texture, and flavor of the fruit intact. With respect to the reefer vans, if we talk with respect to reefer vans, if we talk with the CH stores, Government of Horticulture, Jammu and Kashmir Department of Horticulture is having a number of schemes for it. I have already told that we have created a facility of 2.3 lakh metric tons with 48 CH stores in place. For every metric ton of CH store capacity, we are providing a subsidy of 10,000 rupees per metric ton. 10,000 rupees per metric ton under MIDS scheme. Under MIDS scheme, and we are topping it up with 14,520 rupees under UT capex budget. That is on an overall a C store owner gets a subsidy of 24,520 rupees per metric ton of storage capacity created, up to 5,000 metric ton of C storage capacity. That is, you can say multiply it to, if you having 5,000 we can say metric tons of C storage capacity, multiply by it by 24,520, how much it amounts to? That amount of subsidy is provided by the Department of Horticulture. How much it comes about to be? 12 crores. So 12 crores is being provided by the Department of Horticulture for a C store having a capacity of 5,000 metric tons. If this C store is of a capacity more than 5,000, then Department of Horticulture is providing subsidy. But NHB is providing, National Horticulture is providing the subsidy. You can have a C store of any capacity beyond 5,000, and this National Horticulture Board will provide the subsidy. According to the same norms what I have told, that is 10,000 under this, and under UT it is, the subsidy will be 24,520 rupees under this store capacity, this facility. Similarly, under refer veins. Refer vein is mostly of a capacity of 9 metric tons. Refer vein having a capacity of 9 metric tons. We are providing a subsidy of 13 lakh. 13 lakh rupees is provided on the refer vein of capacity 9 lakh metric tons. Till now, we have almost through department, there are subsidy for 8 have been released, and for 8 it is under progress. That is 16 refer veins have been taken up. We can say department is giving the subsidy, whereas 50 are there in Kashmir Valley today. Only 50. Huge prospect is there, because 50, we can say there is 9 metric ton capacity, and there are 50 refer veins, that is 450 metric ton only we can carry from Kashmir to outside market. There is a huge scope for these refer veins, because when our storage capacity is already 2.3 lakh, we are going to increase it to 5 lakh metric tons in the coming next 3 years. To refer vein, requirement of refer veins is a huge demand. We can say there's a huge scope or prospect for these refer veins. So you have to go, department is providing the subsidy, simply you have to apply. Or through NHB, you have to apply online. You have to upload your DPR. You have to upload your DPR on the NHB website. There is some minimal charges, fees taken up to 2 lakh. There is 2,000 something. I don't know what's actually there. At the same time, refer vein we are providing 30 lakh. At the same time, we are giving an interest subvention. You are taking the loan from the bank. We are giving an interest subvention of 3% on C-store facility up to 2 crores. Up to 2 crores, we are giving an interest subvention of 3%. बिल्कुल. Now, कोई बात नहीं, I will explain. Say an entrepreneur, a C store owner has taken up a loan, say for example 10 crores. On these 10 crores, out of 10 crores, 2 crores, if the bank is charging, say for example 12%, this entrepreneur has to pay only 9%. 3% will be paid by the department. This interest subvention. And there is 100% interest subvention in refer veins. All the interest will be paid by department. Owner has not to pay the interest. He has only to pay the principal amount. Whole of the amount will be paid by Department of Horticulture. There is full interest subvention in refer veins, and there is 3% interest subvention in sales stores. Up to 2 crores. Up to 2 crores. Similarly, we are having we can say increasing the quality, or keeping the quality, texture, flavor of fruit intact, or if there is some problem with the C grade fruit, we are not able to sell our C grade fruit. We are also providing subsidy for the unit is called as minimal processing unit, where you can process the C grade fruit or B grade fruit if it's not sold in the market. Under this minimal processing unit, we are providing a subsidy of 25 lakh per unit. 25 lakh per unit for a unit cost of 50 lakh rupees. This 25 lakh or 50%, whatever is less. Beyond 50, if you are having you establish a unit costing 60 lakh, we provide only 25 lakh. Up to 50 lakh, we are providing 50%, and for 50 lakh, we are providing 25 lakh. Beyond 50 lakh, we are simply providing 25 lakh. We will not increase the 50% then. Binding is 25 lakh. 25 is the binding. But it costs simply was 50, within 15 lakh, you can say establish your minimum processing unit. You can just apply through Department of Horticulture, provide your in manual mode, provide your DPR, but ये इसमें सर से स्टोर में ये भी जो कैलकुलेट किया 12 करोड़ से 12 करोड़ से ये मिनिमल प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट में है इससे मिनिमल प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट है सर बिल्कुल बिल्कुल you rightly asked the question what should be the we can say at least he should have a land of 1 canal land should be there because he has to get the fruit keep it store it there then there is grading then only he can process it whatever the process. No bidding, there is no bidding. There is no such bidding. You can install minimum processing unit, there is no, but you should have 1 canal land so that you can handle the fruit you are getting. Cigarette or the you can. No, you, I will just, we can say, clear your doubts. What I was going to talk about that. It is all back-ended subsidy. Credit linked back-ended subsidy. By the department, credit linking. That is, you are taking the loan. That loan will be liquidated through the just credit linked back-ended subsidy.
Yes, sir. सर आपने जो अभी कहा ना जो रेफर वैन है उस पे 100% इंटरेस्ट सबवेंशन है वो दूसरा चीज उसमें 13 लाख मैक्सिमम उसमें आपका सब्सिडी अमाउंट है सर इसके लिए ये प्रोक्योर करने के लिए सी स्टोर होना जरूरी है या आईसीबी प्रोक्योर कर
not necessary. हाँ, there's an added advantage. If you are having the C store, there's an added advantage.
Sir, what are the minimum conditions to procure that? Is there any kind of eligibility?
You should belong to a fruit producing belt. That is there. You should have that. You can get your fruit. Your business progresses.
Okay.
Now you are from a candy area, whereas there is a fruit, there is walnut. Walnut doesn't require a refer van. So
that's why
it should be a profitable business. You are investing at least 26 lakh or 30 lakh rupees, 50 rupees. So you should get that back. You will get that back only when there is fruit there. There is market there. For this, the market is the fruit.
And suppose I go for it, can I get? Can it be financed by the bank?
Definitely, it is credit linked back at subsidy. It will be financed by the bank.
Okay.
It is then on them the subsidy will go to the bank where your credit will be liquidated.
Okay, sir.
It is credited back to subsidy.
Thank you very much, sir.
This minimum processing unit we are having it. There is other we can say our scheme. There is grading line, simply grading line. This I have just have I talked about integrated pack house? No, I will first talk about integrated pack house. For integrated pack house, we are having there is integration by the name you must have. There is integration of what grading line, sorting. Everything is there. It is integrated and also pack house where you can pack your. There is a subsidy once again 25 lakh. 25 lakh up to 50. Just that which I recently quoted 50 lakh DPR, you will get subsidy up to 25 lakh. 25 integrated pack house. But you can separately install a line called as grading line. Only grading line. There is a subsidy of 13 lakh. For grading line, there is a subsidy of 13 lakh. For integrated pack house, for integrated pack house. I have shown, perhaps I have informed wrongly. For integrated pack house, we are having 50 lakh DPR with a subsidy of 25 lakh. And for minimum processing unit, for minimum processing unit, we are having 25 lakh DPR with a subsidy of 13 lakh. For minimum processing, I'm sorry, with minimum processing unit, we are having a DPR of project cost of 25 lakh, providing a subsidy of 13 lakh. But for integrated pack house, we are having a project cost of 50 lakh with a subsidy of 25 lakh. But integrated pack house, we have gravity line, there is packing and sorting unit, but you can separately install a grading line, and that has been encouraged by the farmers. Why I say quoted here the grading line. It is being encouraged by the farmers. Farmers are coming for it. Only grading line, because grading is very important. When you grade a fruit, you get the cost back. So number of farmers have now they are entrepreneurs have approached us that please provide us the grading line. Only grading line, wherein we are providing a subsidy of 30 lakh. Once again, it is credited back at it. NHB also provides this. We are having a slab in schemes of the Department of Horticulture. In NHB, National Horticulture, there is no such limit or slab. You can go for, 50 lakh. You can go beyond 50 lakh integrated pack house in case of what's called as deep NHB projects. But under this horticulture, we are having a slab. We can go beyond that. Just I have quoted the example of this CA store. We can go beyond 5,000. We are providing only up to the capacity of 5,000 metric tons. But in we can say under NHB projects, you can have a unit of 10,000 metric tons. There is no such binding. Here it is binding. These are some of the schemes which are related with this storage facility. Apart from this, there are other schemes I have quoted during my talk that we are having simple pack houses. Simple pack houses where we provide a subsidy of 2 lakh rupees. Simple packing houses, in the orchard you can establish a constructive pack house with a cost of 4 lakh, almost 4 lakh, 3.5 to 4 lakh. We are providing a subsidy of 2 lakh rupees. Almost 50% subsidy is there. These are some of the schemes which are related with this, we can say, storage supply chain. So by you are having the prospect, production is going to increase, go for it. Take the advantage of the schemes of the government. I have put before you almost all the schemes related with this storage cold supply chain. You can avail. You can take my number. You can contact me. We can process your DPRs. Go for it. Take the advantage of the schemes government has launched for we can say youth of the Jammu and Kashmir. Take advantage of this. Any more questions? 9419073331. 9419073331. We assist a number of these farmers, entrepreneurs in uploading the DPRs, both under AIF, Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, or NHB, National Horticulture Board. Even a number of times I have paid from that minimal charge fee, or paid from my pocket, but they have given me that back. But at that very time, through debit card, I have paid their we can say fee charges under AIF, Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, or this what is called NHB project. Under Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, you can directly upload your DPRs in under Agriculture Infrastructure Fund also. They will provide. You have not then approach the bank for your credit. One of the important schemes I forgot here. Under Agriculture Infrastructure Fund, you have not to get your credit or loan from the bank. You have to apply through Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. They will arrange your this loan, and they will also provide interest subvention separately. Agriculture Infrastructure, AIF, Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. You can directly approach through Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. They will coordinate with the bank. They will sanction your loan. You have not to approach directly to the bank. You can apply through Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. कोई लिमिट नहीं है, कोई लिमिट नहीं है. You can go up to any limit. There is an interest. No, there is no. But when we go through horticulture schemes, there is a limit because here the government is providing an incentive. Then infrastructure fund is at national level. They can say go depending upon the project, what DPR you are producing, what type of project you are going to, whether integrated package, whether a CS store, whether a reefer van. Because it will depend upon the DPR you are producing to them. Depending on that DPR, they will accordingly, we can say, sanction loan after visiting your site, after visiting the site, after analyzing your DPR in all the ways and pros and cons. They will say in all the ways they will analyze DPR. Then they will, if it is justified, and they will sanction the amount, and they will also provide interest subvention. Keep in mind that we are providing 100% interest subvention in the refer banners. So go for the refer banners. They are having the prospect, because we have to go. Most of our fruit is transported through common trucks without having any safe storage facility, without having any atmospheric control conditions. Go for these refer vans. Thank you.
If anybody has any questions or any queries regarding the schemes or regarding any other thing, please ask sir. तो इस वक्त में आपके पास हैं तो please.
जो
सर
सारे जो फूड प्रोसेसिंग है, इसमें कोई भी प्रोसेसिंग चल सकती है इसमें, जो फूड प्रोसेसिंग मतलब मतलब
फूड प्रोसेसिंग में आप वॉलनट के लिए अलग प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट है. वॉलनट का प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट आप अगर आप वॉलनट में करना चाहते हैं, यूनिट फॉर द वॉलनट प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट, यू कैन प्रोवाइड योर API इन वॉलनट. वी आर हैविंग द स्कीम फॉर दैट. यू कैन गो फॉर वॉलनट ऑल्सो. मोस्टली वॉलनट के लिए करना चाहते हैं लोग, वॉलनट कैरनल्स वगैरह अलग करना चाहते हैं तो उसमें है, या सिंपली आपको जैमस, जेलीज, पूरी, सास, पिकल्स बनानी हो, यू कैन.
Can you please discuss the walnut के बारे में थोड़ा बता देंगे walnut की स्कीम के बारे में, because I have some people who are basically interested in this walnut processing and उनके पास units भी है but they have not availed any subsidy. So if you can please discuss so that we can put it forward to them.
To walnut mostly we are having the extraction of kernels. You can establish a unit where you extract the kernels, their packing and their transportation. Here once again what are the guidelines at this very time? I don't know them the guidelines, but there is you can contact me on phone number. I will give the complete guidelines. What is the subsidy scheme at this very time? I don't remember what is the subsidy scheme because I can't go wrong with my own. I have read them, but I have forgotten that. I will give you all the whatever the guidelines are there, whatever the subsidy is there. I will say make you aware on the phone. You can contact me on phone. But there is scheme for walnut processing. One of the fellows from Kupwara had come to the Department of Horticulture.
इसमें ऐसा होता है एंड ये जो आपके फ्रूट एंड वेजिटेबल प्रोसेसिंग में है इसमें सब कुछ आता है बिकॉज जो डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर प्रोवाइड कर लेगा इट विल बी फ्रूट एंड वेजिटेबल. तो दे विल नॉट गो टू द मिल्क और मिल्क प्रोडक्ट्स और वट एवर जो हमारे पास बाकी जो मीट एंड मीट प्रोडक्ट्स उसके लिए आपको कहीं और देना पड़ेगा. लेकिन जो कोई भी फ्रूट एंड वेजिटेबल जिसमें कवर होता है बीट ड्राई फ्रूट बीट जो आपके पास सब्जियां हैं या बाकी चीजें हैं दे विल बी ऑल कवर्ड बाय द डायरेक्टरेट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर. ठीक है ना, बिकॉज उनका मैंडेट ही यही है. Anybody
take the advantage of the schemes, take the advantage of subsidy. Government is providing the subsidy.
लेकिन मेरी रिक्वेस्ट ये है कि आप एडवांटेज ले लो स्कीम्स का, सब्सिडी का भी ये ले लो एडवांटेज, बट कीप इन माइंड कि हमने ये पैसा लौटाना है तभी आप बिजनेस कर पाओगे. Otherwise, I have seen it. मतलब I have a personal experience. I have seen the many food processing units at Lasipora. All are on NPA. सारे बैठे हुए हैं, especially food. मुझे अच्छा लगता है कि जब मैं आपको देखता हूँ वहां पे जब लसीपुरा में जो हमारे सी स्टोर्स हैं दे आर रनिंग प्रॉपरली और वो दे आर रनिंग प्रॉफिट. और उसके अलावा अगर आप जहां पे भी देखोगे मोस्ट ऑफ द जैसे फूड प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट्स हैं वो क्या करते हैं, वो 1 महीना 2 महीना काम करते हैं फिर बैठते हैं. सो माई रिक्वेस्ट टू यू पीपल इज हमारे पास स्कोप है, वी हैव द स्कोप फॉर फूड एंड वेजिटेबल प्रोसेसिंग बिकॉज वी हैव द रॉ मटेरियल. लेकिन अब क्या चाहिए, वी नीड अ पर्सन जिसको लगन होगी काम करने की, जो काम कर सकता है इसमें, ताकि वो अगर गवर्नमेंट उसको सब्सिडी दे रही है वो उस सब्सिडी को प्रॉपरली यूटिलाइज कर ले, ना कि वो अपने लिए गाड़ी लाए बाकी लाए एंड देन ही विल फॉरगेट इट कि भाई मुझे ये कल को वापस भी करना है. सो इफ यू स्टार्ट विद दिस इंटेंशन कि भाई हमने ये वापस करना है और हमें अपने आप को खड़ा करना है, हमने अपने आप को बिल्ड करना है और लोगों के लिए एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेट करनी है, तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि वो सक्सेस नहीं हो जाएंगे. दे विल बी the success will be theirs and theirs only. This is my request to all of you. कल को आप यूनिट्स एस्टेब्लिश कर लोगे तो कीप दिस इन माइंड, अगर हम सब्सिडी ले रहे हैं तो हम इसका प्रॉपर यूटिलाइजेशन कर लें बिकॉज गवर्नमेंट इज प्रोवाइडिंग द सब्सिडी, तो अब उसको प्रॉपर यूटिलाइज होना चाहिए. और किसी को कुछ पूछना है तो प्लीज डू आस्क.
There are a number of
हाँ सर,
those were established.
सर आपने अभी जो मैं रेफर वैन के बारे में फिर से बताना चाहता हूँ, तो आपने बताया कि 9 मेट्रिक टन। अगर सर इससे बड़ी कोई प्रोक्योर करना चाहे तो उसमें कोई ये नहीं है?
We get club for 9 providing 13 lakh. You can have a refer van which is having capacity of 18 metric tons. We'll double our this what's called a subsidy. Biting on that. There was some Gulzar trader from Baramulla. He has come to us with 4 or 5 number of refer vans. 5 number in one go. We are providing him subsidy for a 5 number of refer vans. It depends upon the capacity. It is more double of the 9 metric ton. We can double our this subsidy.
Basically, the cost of refer van, I guess, is around about 50 lakh, more than that, है ना? Around about 50 lakh, because I had inspected one refer vans from the Alnoor सी स्टोर्स, तो उन्होंने कुछ रेफर वैन्स एक दो लाई थी, तो हमारे इंस्पेक्शन उनका किया था, तो मुझे आइडिया है कि कुछ इट्स 50 to 60 लाख, तो आप 30% सब्सिडी प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं, तो दैट इज इवन गुड। हाँ 9 मेट्रिक टन ही कुछ एग्जैक्टली मुझे पूरा नहीं है, क्योंकि इसमें आजकल की जो रेफर वैन्स आती है उसमें सारा इंटीग्रेटेड सिस्टम होता है। ये नहीं है कि आपने एक डिब्बा बना दिया, उसमें बस उसमें सारा जीपीएस कंट्रोल होता है, RFID लगा होता है। ये जो आप सर बोल रहे थे टेम्परेचर कंट्रोल के बारे में, तो देयर इज व्हाट यू कॉल एज RIFT। वो होता है कि वो आपको अगर आपकी वैन चल रही है, कहीं पे आपने हॉल्ट कर दिया, तो जीपीएस तो आपको दिखाएगा। दूसरा होता है कि वो जो इसमें जो टैग्स लगे होते हैं या जो कंट्रोल्स होते हैं, वो आपकी वैन का टेम्परेचर दिखाएगा और ए पीरियड ऑफ जर्नी, और उसका एक ग्राफ दे देगा कि भाई आपने मत देखो क्या करते हैं ड्राइवर लोग, कभी एट टाइम्स दे कैन डू इट, तो वो क्या करते हैं, अब फ्यूल बचाने के लिए वो क्या करेंगे, वो सिस्टम शट डाउन कर लेंगे, तो उसकी वजह से आपके प्रोडक्ट टेम्परेचर ऊपर जा सकता है। लेकिन बट वी हैव द टेक्नोलॉजी, वी हैव द फैसिलिटी, टेक्नोलॉजी है हमारे पास, वी कैन चेक भाई किस एट व्हाट मोमेंट ऑन व्हाट डे एट व्हाट टाइम इसने सिस्टम बंद किया था, टेम्परेचर हमारा अप हो गया, ठीक है ना। सो ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि आजकल के जमाने इन ऑल ट्रांसपेरेंट, और चोरी करना बहुत मुश्किल है इन चीजों में, स्पेशली बिकॉज वी हैव द टेक्नोलॉजी, हमारे पास साइंस है इसकी। हाँ
वही ना, वो हमारे पास क्लेम आई थी जो बशीर अहमद का, मैंने बोला उसने वो बोल रहा था इसने बंद किया, वो बोल रहा नहीं बंद किया, तो when farmer have a watch on that whether he has stopped, he has halted, or he has closed down the says to this temperature, he has switched it off, farmer will know it, he will keep a track of his consignment। ये तो है। As far as rightly said, we will get the loan and then utilize it for non-profiting things too, then it is not, we can say, run।
किसी को और कुछ पूछना है तो प्लीज बी।
सर आपका ऑफिस लाल मंडी में ही है ना? राजमंडी। अच्छा, आप
प्रेजेंटेशन कॉन्वेंट के बिल्कुल अपोजिट जो डायरेक्टर ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर है, राजबाग। यू कैन कम एनी टाइम, टेक can say whatever the instruction or advice or suggestions or the help you want, we are there।
तो इसको बोलते हैं RFID, रेडियो आइडेंटिफिकेशन। हाँ RFID टैग्स होते हैं, तो उसमें से वी कैन जस्ट आइडेंटिफाई कहाँ पे टेम्परेचर रिड्यूस अगर कहीं पे हो गया होगा, तो वी कैन चेक दिस टेम्परेचर रिड्यूस, ठीक है।
किसी एडुकेटली एजुकेटेड नहीं होते हैं, वो अपने फ्यूल को देखते हैं, ओवरऑल कंसाइनमेंट को नहीं देखते, जैसे कि हुआ था पिछले पुलवामा रेफरवेन वालों के साथ जब बशीर अहमद ने वो कंप्लेंट की थी। ओवरऑल इस कंसाइनमेंट चार्ज जो लाख रुपीज का होता है उस पर नजर ही नहीं रहती, वो है पूरा ट्रैक रख सकते हैं आप।
किसी को और कुछ पूछना होगा तो प्लीज।
सर हेलो सर, सर आपने बात की थी एक सिक्किम की, परवाज सिक्किम की, कि हमने चेरीज और एप्पल्स एक्सपोर्ट
के लिए, चेरी और वेजिटेबल्स के लिए, एप्पल के लिए नहीं था वो भी, एप्पल को एक्सटेंड नहीं किया उन्होंने परवाज सिक्किम। वहां जो फ्री चार्ज है 35% जो है वो गवर्नमेंट बेयर करती थी, परवाज सिक्किम में 35% गवर्नमेंट बेयर करती थी, लेकिन वो सिर्फ चेरी के लिए थी और वेजिटेबल्स के लिए थी। हमने फिर गवर्नमेंट से रिक्वेस्ट की थी कि इसको एक्सटेंड करे एप्पल तक, लेकिन अभी एक्सटेंड एप्पल तक नहीं।
मैं यहाँ पे पूछना चाहूंगा, ये जो वेजिटेबल्स है इनमें कोई स्पेसिफिक वेजिटेबल्स कि ऑल वेजिटेबल्स?
ऑलमोस्ट ऑल वेजिटेबल्स।
सर इज इट वर्किंग राइट या बंद हो गई?
2 years has worked, let us see in future what it, for the last 2 years it worked। A number of consignments were sent to Dubai.
Anybody? Any query from anybody? Aman, अब तो कुछ नहीं पूछते हो? कुछ नहीं है? So
कोई स्टोर होल्डर है यहाँ जिसने अपना सी स्टोर लगाया है अभी?
सर बेसिकली ये इनका नहीं है तो दे आर द पोटेंशियल सी स्टोर लगाने वाले हैं, एंड प्लस इनमें से बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो सी स्टोर में एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स काम करते हैं, तो ये उनके लिए भी है। तो इनमें से हो सकता है कोई कल को लगा लेगा, लेकिन ये जो सी स्टोर के एग्जीक्यूटिव्स हैं, पीयूज हैं यहाँ पे, और कुछ बडिंग एंटरप्रेन्योर्स भी हैं। तो दिस इज अ गैलेक्सी ऑफ हमारे जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं हर किसी चीज से ताल्लुक रखते हैं, तो इंशाल्लाह वी आर वेरी होपफुल कि आगे कोई ये अपना कुछ कर लेंगे, और दे विल बी द जॉब प्रोवाइडर्स देन द जॉब rather than job seekers.
We should be. But you are our government jobs are ceasing now. We have to look for the other ways. And also, as the sir has rightly said, we have to become the job givers, employers, now are the seekers. That should be there. The spirit should be there.
और इसमें ये है कि we will be always with you, तो we can provide you any type of support, technical जो कुछ भी होगा, तो किसी से मिलाना होगा या कुछ भी होगा, तो we are there for you people. आप ऐसा कर लो, आप शुरू कर लो, आप कुछ शुरू कर लो, so that we will be always helpful to you people and we can help you wherever जहाँ पे हम कर सकते हैं टेक्निकलिटी में, या कभी जो आपके जो whatever जो रिक्वायरमेंट्स होंगी, या कभी आपकी फ्रूट या किसी चीज में प्रॉब्लम आती है, कुछ हो जाता है, तो we are here to help for that. So should we conclude today's session फिर? हाँ?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mohammad Amin Bhatt Sahab, for being here and coming to this university and delivering a lecture, a very good lecture regarding the what I would say cold chain, its importance in the food handling, and also discussing regarding the various schemes that are provided by the Department of Horticulture for the young and budding entrepreneurs, and the subsidy component that is provided by for such schemes. And I'm very hopeful that you will take advantage of such schemes and you will be establishing your processing units in the fruit and vegetable processing, or you will be having some repair vans or whatever will be feasible for you people. With this note, I thank you all for being today and listening to us patiently and putting your queries and questions through the speakers. So I thank you all for today we conclude the today's session.
Thank you very much.
Salaam. परसों ही तो उसको साइन किया, परसों तो मैंने अपना इंस्ट्रक्शन किया।
नहीं डिले अगर आप सॉरी अगर आपके डॉक्यूमेंट डेफिशिएंट है तो फिर डिले। देखिए इसमें आपको बैंक अप्रेजल चाहिए, सैंक्शन लेटर चाहिए, वो चीजें होती हैं जो, या आपका जो पूरा जो इसमें डॉक्यूमेंटेशन है वो पूरी होनी चाहिए। अनलेस एंड टिल लीज डीड आपको है वो होनी चाहिए। अगर इफ यूर ऑल द डॉक्यूमेंट्स आर प्लेस इट वॉन्ट टेक मच टाइम, बिकॉज under the pressure of this store owners, we submit the documents to the high power committee, then it rejects which on that very basis. So what we do, we keep the papers with us unless and until we are satisfied that all the documents are there, then only we send it to the high power committee जो होती है। अदरवाइज ये टाइम लग, आपको लगता है कि टाइम लग रहा है, लेकिन एक्चुअली इट इज फॉर योर बेनिफिट। वी कंप्लीट स्टूडेंट्स सो दैट a farmer, if once again we have sent it to the empowering committee, then it comes back here, then it takes much more time. So what we take time here, we synchronize it, then only we should, so that it doesn't go and there it take moving just like a shuttlecock here and that will take much more time. So we keep keep the documents for some time, synchronize them, then only we say the appointing committee. Then when it's okay, then it will not take much more time. But documentation, it should be from the say store owner, documentation should be there, documents should be complete. Documents are complete, government is having the subsidy for that, why they will delay it? हाँ, documentation में कुछ टाइम तो लगता ही है उसमें, मगर ड्यूरेबिलिटी नहीं होता है। ये आपके बेनिफिट के, गवर्नमेंट के पास पैसा है वो आपको ही देना है।
इसमें बेसिकली दो इंस्पेक्शंस होते हैं। पहला
जेआईटी वगैरह हो जाती है,
जेआईटी जब होती है तो इसमें दो इंस्पेक्शंस होते हैं। पहला इंस्पेक्शन होता है और दूसरा जो इंस्पेक्शन होता है दैट इज कि ये जो आपका यूनिट होना चाहिए इट शुड बी इन द कमर्शियल मोड। जब आपका यूनिट कमर्शियल मोड में आएगा ना तो अपने फ्रूट टू स्टोर तभी आपकी सब्सिडी रिलीज होती है, क्योंकि ये जो आपकी जो सब्सिडी होती है ये अगेन ये क्रेडिट लिंक्ड सब्सिडी होती है। तो इसमें जब कमर्शियल मोड में जब तक नहीं आएगा तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि उसकी सब्सिडी रिलीज तब तक हो जाएगी, नहीं हो सकती है।
जेआईटीज होती है ना,
जेआईटीज होती है, बिकॉज आई एम द मेंबर ऑफ दैट कमिटी। ये तो पहले से ही करना है, जब से डीपीआर हो गया वो दैट इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम दैट वेरी डे। जब आपने डीपीआर सबमिट किया, अगर आप तभी से तो स्टार्ट हो जाता है, प्रोसेस स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम द डे आपने डीपीआर सबमिट किया। जब आपका अप्रूवल आएगा, डीपीआर सबमिट करने से तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा ना, आपका अप्रूवल आ गया भाई, आपका अब डाल सकते हो। आपने इसमें फाइनेंशियल डीपीआर डाला होगा कि भाई मेरे इतने इतने पैसे लगते हैं, मेरे को अपना पैसा इतना है, बैंक का लोन मैंने इतना लिया है, मैंने इतना इतना। उसके बाद इट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम दैट वेरी डे। उसके बाद आप एग्जीक्यूट कर लोगे प्रोजेक्ट, उसके बाद आप जो मशीनरी लाओगे जो यूजुअली बाहर से आती है, तो उसके बाद आप बिल्स प्रोड्यूस कर लोगे, उन बिल्स की कॉपीज हमें प्रोड्यूस कर लोगे। फिर आपने जो पैसा किया है बैंक से ट्रांसफर, तो फिर बैंक अप्रेजल आएगा, वो सर्टिफाई कर लेगा कि भाई हाँ इसने पैसे लिए हैं, उसने वहां पे बेच दिए हैं, इसके सारे इक्विपमेंट्स आ गए हैं। देन जेआईटी क्या करती है, वो देखती है कि अगर आपने कोई इक्विपमेंट लिखा है या आपने कोई चीज लिखी है, क्या वो
स्पेसिफिकेशन बराबर
है वहां पर। एक तो स्पेसिफिकेशन है, क्या वो फिजिकली वहां पे है, अगर नहीं है तो फिर तो उसकी सब्सिडी नहीं रिलीज होगी। तो जैसे क्रेट्स के लिए अलग से सब्सिडी है, फोकलिफ्ट के लिए है या सीए इक्विपमेंट के लिए है, तो वो उसको फिजिकल वेरिफिकेशन हो जाती है और उसके बाद ही रिपोर्ट इज सबमिटेड एंड उसके बाद
थोड़ा सा टाइम लग रहा है,
इन ड्यू कोर्स ऑफ टाइम इट गेट रिलीज्ड।
आप छोटा यूनिट भी डाल सकते हो, जरूरी नहीं कि 5000 मेट्रिक टन उसका डाल दो, छोटा भी 2000 का भी डाल सकते हो, 2000 भी डाल सकते हो, 5000 का कोई नहीं।
Thank you very much, Amin sir, SMS Department of Horticulture. Now I would like to call Imtiaz sir, Assistant Professor, Division of Food Science and Technology, to felicitate Mr. Amin sir.
आप बोल रहे हैं तो नकार नहीं, इनकार तो नहीं करना चाहिए,
मिलते रहेंगे इंशाल्लाह। तो फोन नंबर आपने सर का ले लिया हमारे सर के डायरेक्टली टॉक करते हैं आपने सर मेल जरूरत थी नहीं देखिए डायरेक्ट आपको पता है